The pictures reminded me of the foolish things I did as a child. I remember the summer after the 6th grade school year was over. The school gym was open to the neighborhood kids. I ran to a classmate that I didn't like. I envied him for getting so much attention. I hated him because girls would talk to him more than they did me. He had a smart mouth, but he never did anything hurtful to me. His name was Chris. Somaly, a girl I knew in the 6th grade, and her sister were playing basketball with me. Chris asked us if he could play. The girls allowed him to play with us. That just agitated me. My friend Sim showed up later and watched us play. Then Chris called a foul. I was just looking for a reason to fight Chris. I said, "That's not a foul. This is." Then I threw the ball at him. I was taught to use my martial arts skills only for self-defense. At that moment, I chose to forget that particular lesson. At that age, sometimes I did things that didn't make much sense. I just wanted to fight him. He stepped forward and threw a punch at me. I saw it coming. I just stood there and took it right in the mouth. I wanted something to justify for what I was about to do to him. He busted my lips, and I tasted the blood. Now it was my turn. I punched him in the face several times. Then I laced my fingers around his neck. I put him in a Muay Thai clinch. I pressed his neck down as I kneed him in the face. I was in control. I could feel the impact of my bony kneecaps smashing his face. His struggles to get free lessened. He stopped, fighting my grasp. Then a guy who was working at the gym pulled me off of Chris. Chris laid there lifeless for the moment. I saw what I had done. I felt so bad. I must have knocked him out cold. Then he started to move. I felt so relieved. I made my way to a nearby water fountain with my friend Sim. Sim didn't say much. He stepped on the pedal to turn on the water fountain. I watched my lips. They weren't hurting, but I wanted to draw the attention to my busted lips. Maybe I just wanted to believe that I had a reason for what I did. We both knew what I did was wrong. I made my way home. I told my mother I was playing football and fell down and busted my lips. I just went to bed. I felt so guilty. The next day I felt so miserable. I didn't want to be with people anymore. I went to the backyard and played. My father raised lots of pigeons when we were growing up. I enjoyed watching them. They were great company when I wanted to be away from people. That day I found a dead pigeon. It was interesting. It seemed so peaceful. There were flies and bugs feeding off of it. It was amazing how death gave life. I was fascinated. I sat and watched the carcass as the bugs carried on their activities. The feeling of guilt disappeared. Later that summer, my brothers and I all won the Texas State Karate Championship. It was my aunt's going away present. My aunt was going to Texas Tech University in Lubbock, Texas, after the summer was over. Lubbock, Texas was a few hours away from Amarillo, Texas, where we lived. My brothers and I worked really hard that summer. We wanted our aunt to see us all become state champions. We all fought in the black belt division. My brothers and I were brown belts. We were one belt test away from getting our black belts. However, our master felt that we were ready to compete in the black belt division. We competed in different weight classes in the fighting competition, and we all won. The smile on my aunt's face was worth more to me than the state championship. We were all excited that we were able to reach our goals. I sat and thought about my life. Thoughts of yesterday tickled me. My life was pretty much a roller coaster ride. Looking back at my life, if I were to choose one word to describe my life, that word would be crazy.